And welcome back to our live Thursday show. Our dessert today is reminiscent of a pudding, but much more decadent. Pot de crème is a French dessert custard that dates back to the 17th century. Today, local foodie Shane Rogers is here to show you how to make her version that's infused with a special dark flavor. What's our dark flavor, Shane?
It's dark beer. It's Guinness Stout for St. Patrick's Day, so you can get ready for the holiday next week.
Next week already.
Right,
wow.
right. So let's get started.
Okay.
It's pot de crème. It sounds really fancy, but it's really simple. We're going to start and we're going to get...
And it's chocolate.
It's really chocolate. It's very chocolatey. We're going to get 3/4 of a cup of dark beer.
And this is one of those things that will infuse the flavor, but the alcohol will cook out, right?
The alcohol will cook out, and it's kind of give it a dark, rich flavor, and that doesn't taste like beer. It's not going to be like beer and chocolate.
It's reminiscent of chocolate anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got to have a cup of heavy cream, and we're going to bring that up on low heat to just the bubble, kind of how this is starting to look, almost like the top of a pancake when you're ready to flip it.
Right, we don't want it to curdle.
We don't want it to bubble crazy. And
oil, definitely not.
So in here, I have 12 ounces of chocolate chips that I've already kind of started to grind up a little bit. I'm going to grind those up a little bit more. And then I'm going to add some flavors and some egg to hold it all together.
Okay, so do we want that as a fine, like dust?
Yep,
chocolate dust?
Yep, we're going to. And so when you're making this at home, kind of plan for maybe 2 minutes for the food processor to run. I did some a little bit beforehand.
Right, you were working it during the commercial break.
Exactly. So now I've got 4 large eggs, and if you are someone who's compromised, you may want to think about egg beaters, because the eggs are going to cook a little bit because this is going to come up to about 180 degrees. But if you're worried about it, get some egg beaters. With all the flavors we have going on in here, you won't know the difference. It'll still be rich and delicious. We have a little bit of espresso powder, about 1/2 teaspoon, because that makes the chocolate taste more chocolatey. About the same amount of salt.
All these little secrets to make the chocolate more chocolatey.
Right? And a little bit of vanilla, because even vanilla is going to make that chocolate taste better. And so we're going to put this on for just a little bit.
We're going to mix that up.
It won't take as long this time.
Now this is going to cook on the stove, so it's not like a baked pudding.
It's not going to cook on the stove. It's not going to cook on the stove.
It's not going to cook, so it's just going to come to temperature.
It's going to literally.
So like a pudding, we're going to refrigerate this at the end.
So this is ready to go. So this is the same as this. I just got this started a little sooner.
Okay, so the cream and the Guinness.
So the heat from this is going to melt the chocolate and cook the eggs a little bit. Like I said, if you're worried about it, use some egg beaters. But it's just the heat in the food processor is going to make it beautifully smooth.
I can hear it already starting to get smooth.
See, it sounds different.
Yep,
it sounds different. So when it starts to sound like that, then you're pretty much done. All you have to do now, and I made some earlier so that I don't have to fight with the food processor. That's what it looks like when you get done.
Okay, so that's the finished product.
And so you just ladle this into...
And like you say, it's nice and smooth. You don't really want chips in there or anything like that.
You could strain it if you wanted to. You're going to waste a lot of the delicious chocolate if you do
don't
that.
want to do that.
And so just kind of, you can do it in pretty dessert cups, like a friend gave me a week ago, or you can kind of, I made a mess. You can serve it into these pretty coffee cups, and then you can fill the other half up with whipped cream once it
okay, we could do that, definitely.
Anyway, so fill those about half full, put them in the fridge for about 4 hours, and they start to firm up. And you have lovely pot de crème. And see, it could not be simpler.
It's so simple. And if you wanted to, you could make fresh whipped cream.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to.
And you could flavor that whipped cream with Baileys.
Oh, you're like taking it up a notch, aren't you?
I thought about that too late. If I had thought about that sooner, it would have been done today.
And then the beautiful green decoration for St. Patty's Day.
Decorations for St. Patrick's Day,
That is just as simple as it wants to be.
Almost no cooking. So everyone can do this.
Right, and we got 2 pots dirty, but you only got to do 1 at home.
You really only have to do 1, right, absolutely. So that's it. That's,
Pot de crème.
Pot de crème.
That's the way to do it. So like you say, you could take these and put them in a beautiful decorative cup or anything. You probably don't want to put it in maybe like a metal cup. Would it react with anything?
I don't know if it would or not. I haven't thought about that. The other thing I was thinking is you could put it in a big like souffle dish and scoop it out, and that would be pretty. Maybe make parfaits out of it.
Because then you'd have to refrigerate it a little bit longer.
Probably, yeah. I would leave it in for maybe 8 hours.
And talk about the texture, because it's
silky.
There's not silky texture.
Yeah, there's not
do it that way.
Yeah, do it the other way. There's not a lump in there. It's a little bit airy, which the bubbles will kind of settle out a little bit as it chills. And yeah, it's kind of a beautiful thing. And like, it couldn't be simpler. And the other thing is, start out with your ingredients room temperature. They'll come up to they'll come up to the heat faster, and they'll blend up a little better in the food processor.
Now, a classic pot de creme is chocolate. Could we do this with maybe vanilla or butterscotch or
Absolutely.
something
Add
like
the
that?
I was thinking orange and chocolate would be
That
delicious.
would be really good.
Maybe
or
a
chocolate
little
and
bit
raspberry.
of raspberry or cognac, a little bit of hit of cognac in there would give it like a nice warm feeling. You know, there's a lot. Think about what you like with chocolate and kind of add that to the recipe. It would totally be great.
Well, we will give you the base recipe for pot de creme on our website by early this afternoon. Just go to WTBR.com/VTM, and you too can be enjoying this delicious pot de creme. We'll be right back.